South Park's new episode is an absolute banger. I think it actually contends for the best episode of the season so far. Between the hilariously accurate portrayal of Fox News, Lou Kim's explanation of tariffs, and a commentary on consumerism that was surprisingly sharp. Oh, and we also can't forget Butters. South Park is always better when he's around. I just loved it all. It felt like older South Park in a way, while also keeping up with modern pacing. But yeah, there's a lot to unpack here, which is great for me because overanalyzing the show is basically my favorite thing in the world. So let's just jump right into it. Here is Walk is Dead.
Oh, that very rare LABUBU. You only find that in a mystery box.
The episode begins with Nellie showing off her brand new LABUBU toy to Betsy. Betsy responds by pulling out her own toy, and the girls start complimenting each other when Cartman overhears them and immediately gets excited.
You guys, girls with LABUBUs, it's about to happen again. Come on.
The girls start passive-aggressively calling each other's toy cute until Nellie implies that Betsy's toy is fake.
If anyone's fake, it's probably yours, you fat
This causes a pretty intense fight to break out, which the boys aren't surprised by at all, showing us that fighting over LABUBU toys is a pretty common thing. Considering most of my viewers are 20 to 40-year-old Giga Chads, I'm sure a lot of you were thinking the same thing. What in the is a LABUBU? The episode kind of explains it as it goes, but they never really get into the history or where these things actually came from. So let's look into its origin, because clearly what your life is missing right now is a history lesson on LABUBUs. It all started with a man named K-Sing Lung, who in 2015 created a series of stories called The Monsters. These stories were inspired by Nordic folklore and mythology, and involved characters that looked like what we now know as LABUBUs. He started making some figurines in Hong Kong after his series was released. The figurines did okay, but it wasn't until 2019, following a collab with Pop Mart, that they exploded in popularity. East and Southeast Asia were completely hooked on these new toys, but how did they gain their popularity in the West? In 2024, K-pop idol Lisa from Blackpink posted photos and videos of herself showing off her new obsession, LABUBU toys. She has over 100 million followers on Instagram, and it's safe to say her influence is worldwide. We also know how obsessive K-pop stans are. I mean, have you ever seen that side of Twitter? Some of the most fanatical people in our society, and that's not even an exaggeration. Go look for yourself. They make Taylor Swift fans look like casuals. So yeah, this led to some people in the West hopping on the trend. And of course, that started a chain reaction, a full-on consumerist fad where suddenly everyone had to get their hands on this new toy. So after fighting, Betsy and Nellie get sent to the counselor's office, where we see that Jesus Christ has officially replaced Mr. Mackey. I doubt this will last forever because Mr. Mackey is just too good of a character. Jesus tries to calm them down by mumbling some scripture, which of course doesn't work, and he learns they're fighting over the LABUBUs and asks what they even are.
It's a little monster accessory. They come in blind boxes, so you never know which one you're gonna get.
If you didn't know, this character Betsy is actually voiced by Trey Parker's daughter. She also designed the character. And it's really cool to see that her character is a lot more involved as the season goes on. She's still really young and she's improving in voice acting a lot. Also, she is 100% the reason why Trey even knows what a LABUBU is, let's be real. So Jesus ends up taking their toys and tells them they'll get them back after school.
I don't know, Jesus sucks, dude.
Our old counselor was so much better.
The next scene cuts to Butters, who's hanging out with his buddies, Scott Malkinson and Dougie. While they're playing, Red comes up to Butters to ask him a question.
I was just wondering what you're doing this weekend.
She goes on to invite Butters to her birthday party, and he of course accepts. But then she sends him a wish list of what she wants, which we all guessed would be a LABUBU. Butters of course sees nothing wrong with this. He's not able to tell when someone's taking advantage of him. You'd think he would have learned a little bit after being abused by Cartman for so long, but yeah. Then he goes on to say one of his most unhinged lines ever.
I think on Saturday I'm gonna find out if red-haired girls have a red bush.
This caught me so off guard, like, I did not think they were going there with Butters. It cuts to him heading to City Walk, except it's no longer City Walk. It's turned into an Asian pop-up store. Mr. Lou Kim explains that he no longer sells food because wok is dead. Obviously, him misunderstanding the word woke here. He tries to sell Butters a bunch of Asian toys, and we get a Chin Pokemon reference. Remember that time South Park made an episode predicting Pokemon to be a passing fad? Yeah, they're wrong sometimes. Butters tells Lou Kim that he's looking for a LABUBU, and he's told they're very expensive due to tariffs. Butters says that it's very important for him to get a specific one for his new girlfriend. I love how Butters has already decided that they're boyfriend and girlfriend after one invite to a party. Lou Kim tells him that the only way he can get that specific one is to get it from a mystery box. I believe these are called blind boxes, and they make about 70% of LABUBU sales. In other words, this is gambling. Let's just call it what it is. Companies have always found a way to sell kids the thrill of gambling without ever actually calling it that. Cards, cereal box prizes, arcade randomizers. I mean, even 100 years ago, they had Cracker Jacks. And now, we've got kids stealing their parents' credit cards to roll for anime waifus on gacha games. It's no wonder our dopamine receptors are absolutely cooked. Lou Kim tells Butters a mystery box is $85 because he has to pay the tariff.
You think I pay tariff? No, you pay tariff.
We then get a callback from the season 9 episode, Wing. If you've never seen this episode, it's where we learn that Lou Kim is married to the famous singer Wing. Then she's pretty much forgotten, despite Lou Kim being in several episodes. I think Wing has only been a background character in one other episode and then gets mentioned once as well. It's nice South Park keeps referencing older episodes though. I think most of us appreciate it. Butters opens his blind box and he doesn't get the right one. He's told that he can try again for another $85 when Lou Kim educates us about tariffs.
Hey, it's not me, it's your government. I don't get by tariff, you get by tariff.
The next scene shows us good old Fox News, where Trump will speak to a crowd of diverse reporters. Yeah, it's literally just one black guy who can't get a word in. Obviously showing Fox News trying to pander like, hey, we love diversity, but the diversity is just a token black guy. This wasn't like a super in-your-face joke, but it made me laugh the hardest throughout the episode. One of the reporters asks Trump about his personal life.
Are you f***ing Satan?
So the rest of this episode has this running joke about Satan. It's a double entendre. I mean, you could interpret this either way, but it really just feels like a classic South Park joke. Trump denies these allegations, but the news reporters aren't buying it.
That guy's definitely Satan. What a stud.
We then see that the school faculty is having a meeting with Jesus. He tells everyone that he's concerned about the rising issue of fist fighting over the toys. Watching this episode live, I was thinking to myself, yeah, this is funny satire. Kids actually getting into fights over stupid toys? Nah. Then I remembered I literally witnessed fist fights in school over Pokemon cards. And yeah, I changed my mind. This isn't satire. Jesus tries to understand what's so fascinating about the toys, and everyone just brushes it off as the next big fad. Someone else brings up that the kids also make TikToks unboxing them. They show Jesus a video of a LABUBU unboxing, and it just starts out as a normal girl excited to open her new toy. The funniest part of this scene is how casual the rest of the staff talks about this. Jesus is in horror at what he just saw, and everyone else is like, yeah, they're demonic. Later, Jesus ends up in another meeting with the parents of two girls who got into a fight. When asked how he plans to handle it, he casually suggests just taking away the LABUBUs. Both moms immediately brush it off as totally unrealistic. Throughout this episode, I just couldn't stop thinking about the Pokemania craze from back in the day. It's essentially the exact same thing. Schools would have meetings about how they would handle Pokemon. Some even outright banned it. Kids would steal, fight. I mean, this situation literally mirrors it. Jesus tries to warn them about the rituals, but they're already fully aware and not concerned about it. One of the moms has heard enough and tells Jesus that if he had kids, he wouldn't be able to keep them off of TikTok or out of the Asian pop-up shops either. Butters heads back to buy another blind box when he finds out that the price is raised to $120 due to tariffs. Lou Kim tells him not to panic because he can just play the claw machine.
Oh, you're so cross. Try again.
Wing comes back to shame him again for taking advantage of kids for their money. Fun fact, she's actually speaking Mandarin. In the original Wing episode, she most certainly was not. It cuts to another Fox News report that is again speculating about the relationship between Trump and Satan. They get paparazzi footage of him, and they even catch him while he was, and I quote, heroically golfing.
I think the president is definitely f***ing Satan, and I love it.
This whole scene is just great. It's South Park saying that Fox News would praise Trump no matter what he does, even if he was literally Satan. We then get to see Sean Hannity being humped on air. Jesus shows up to the pop-up shop to shame Lou Kim for selling cursed toys. Lou Kim agrees that they are cursed.
It's called tariff. You passed it along. I did curse. I put the curse on you. It's like AIDS.
Okay, but why is AIDS actually a decent way to explain tariffs? The importing company who pays the tariff just passes the increased cost onto wholesale and retailers, who then just pass it on to their customers. It's literally AIDS. Butters interrupts their conversation because he just got the rare LABUBU for Red. Jesus tries to talk him out of keeping it, and Lou Kim demands that he pays a higher tariff for it. Unfortunately, Butters sneaks out of the store and gets away. Meanwhile, Satan is back at the White House looking mad depressed. Little Vance tries to console him and asks Satan why he doesn't just leave if he's unhappy.
But I cannot. Because of what's in this box.
Okay, I can't be the only one who thought the Epstein files would be in this box, right? Satan goes on to give a dramatic speech about how the final showdown is upon us. In the next scene, Butters arrives to Red's birthday party. She immediately rips open his present and gets so excited she tells Butters that she loves him. Did this make anyone else really sad? Like, come on, she doesn't deserve Butters. Red then tells everyone that her and Butters are going to do it. We of course know she's talking about a ritual, but Butters is anxiously thinking that he's about to see Bush.
What is it? What does it mean? Why would there be a bush right there? Is it a live bush? Are there berries?
By this point, Jesus is in a panic, trying to find out which student is having a birthday party so he can stop the ritual. He calls the school secretary and she lazily helps him. Unfortunately, Red has already started the ritual. Butters now knows that he had the wrong idea. Or does he?
Ta-da! Ew!
Satan shows up a little bit after, and when he does, the girls run out of the house terrified. Jesus makes it just in time to confront Satan.
Jesus Christ is now on the scene for some kind of biblical showdown.
Jesus tells Satan that he needs to leave this realm at once. Satan replies that he can't leave because he is bound to Trump. He then gives us the biggest plot twist of all time.
I'm pregnant.
What? I didn't see that one coming. Satan goes on to say that he's forced to stay in this situation now for several more years. Fox News reacts to this information by bringing in a science expert to explain demonic pregnancy.
The term is butt baby.
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense to me. After confirming the pregnancy, everyone at Fox celebrates the fact that Donald Trump has been f***ing Satan. This is a jab at the fact that the most important thing to Fox News is winning an argument or being right, even if it means they're literally supporting Satan. As long as they were correct, everything is fine. The news report then ends with Kid Rock crying tears of joy. I mean, Kid Rock is one of the biggest Trump glazers ever. Definitely an easy target for this joke. The episode concludes with Jesus hoping that Butters and Red learn their lesson. He says that he's banning LABUBUs, TikTok, and cell phones from the school.
Wow, new counselor's kind of a dick.
The episode then ends with a terrible LABUBU song. This was a genuinely solid episode. I probably enjoyed it more than most people. I really connected with the commentary on consumerism. The whole LABUBU storyline was just pure cinema to me. Turning the dolls demonic was a perfect angle for the plot as well. And I feel like this storyline is just something most people can relate to. Every generation has their hype fad where people throw dollars away for something that ultimately seems useless to people who aren't involved. I also really enjoyed their satire of Fox News. I mean, if you can even call it satire. I thought they would focus more on the propaganda aspect, but they were really hyper-fixated on the Trump-Satan relationship. It was funny, don't get me wrong, I just feel like they could have done a little bit more. I'm glad we get to see Lou Kim back. I think City Sushi is one of the most underrated South Park episodes of all time, so I'm always glad to see him. If I have to complain about something, I mean, isn't it obvious? Why did Cartman only have a couple lines? Why is Stan nowhere to be found right after Tegrity Farms ends. Kyle's only had a couple lines all season. Kenny got a line this episode, but he's been neglected a lot too. I guess I can't really complain too much. Matt and Trey are never sitting there like, we need to write an episode with the 4 boys. They just write what they think is funny, and lately it's just not involved them as much. And that's okay. This is the fastest I've ever gotten a video out, so if you could like and subscribe to help me out, that would be much appreciated. I want to thank you guys a lot for getting me to 100,000 subscribers. That is genuinely insane. And trust me, I recognize a lot of people who comment on my videos, and even if I don't reply, trust me, you have not gone unnoticed. So thanks for that. That's probably enough yapping for now. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.